Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lords of the Night. With me, as always, is the Lord of Pain, Ranting Monkey.
Hello.
And the Lord of Pennies, Satsu 2 cents.
What up, Doe?
And I'm your host, the Lord of Punishment, Scribe, who is very, very sleepy today. I'll explain why presently. But anyway, hello, chat. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone has had a good Tuesday and a good week ahead of you. Yeah, it's been a day. Not a bad day, just a day. Satsu, how are you?
Pretty good. I've been sticking to my schedule that I told you guys I set up. I spent all morning cleaning and hanging out with the little one, and just a really, really chill day. Enjoyed
Oh my God, it's a Sinatra raid.
A snade.
Snade! Oh, well, let's see. While I'm thinking about it, let me see about doing 1 second here. Let's see. Hey, Sinatra, you want to come on the show? If I can get this silly thing to work. What the heck? Okay, for some reason, Twitter does not want me to find you on here for some reason. What the hell is going on? Let me try this instead. Okay, let's try this. There, try that if you want it. All right, Monkey, how are you?
Not too bad. I got up a little later. I've been trying to get myself up at 7 so I can have dinner with Lady Monkey and everything. I got up a little late, still was able to have dinner with her and everything. And then just a moment ago, my son came by, so I got to see him, which made me happy. So I'm pretty good, Scribbles. How are you doing?
Well, let me tell you. Last night, I woke up at around, Monkey wants to know something.
Well.
That was interesting.
Scribbles?
Yeah.
Right.
Was that you or was that me?
Well, you just
I saw you drop completely out.
Yeah,
No,
you popped out and then popped back in.
I saw Monkey disappear. Well, guys, live TV, StreamYards. Yay.
I'm the only one with the logo on my screen.
I see my logo and Satsu's logo. I don't see Monkey's logo.
Yeah, I see.
Well, this is interesting.
Mine and Satsu.
All right. Well, I don't know what happened there. I didn't touch a thing, but suddenly everything went goofy for a second. Yeah, so last night I woke up middle of the night, as sometimes happens. I had to go to the bathroom. Went to the bathroom. And as I'm standing there, guess what I hear coming from the apartment below me?
An explosion?
Water running again.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. This is just before 1 a.m. And so I'm thinking, okay, well, I don't know. So I go back to bed. And of course, after I start hearing that sound, I can't not hear it in the background. So I'm laying there. Half an hour goes by. I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't know if somebody's injured. I don't know if something's wrong. I don't know if there's going to be some kind of electrical problem. So I get on my clothes and I put on a robe and I go outside and I go down to where their front door is and I see there are no lights on. I'm like, knock on the door. No answer. Another round of knocking on the door. No answer. I'm like, fuck. So I go back up to my apartment. I listen again. Still running. And now I hear like dripping sounds as well. I'm like, fuck. So I'm just about to call 911 just to cover all the bases because I don't know what's going on. And then I start hearing movement downstairs and I hear kind of a knocking sound. And then slowly the sound of the water fades out like a toilet tank filling up. And like, okay. But I texted my apartment manager and was like, I don't know what's going on down there. I don't know if they decided to install their bidet again and didn't tell you or something and are causing all types of problems. But there you go. Thank you, Cryptic. My ex-girlfriend still misses me, but her aim is steadily improving. You know, I'd find that clever if that wasn't one of my patented jokes. I appreciate it anyway. Thank you, Cryptic. Let's see. Otherwise, yeah. So I didn't get any sleep last night. And in combination with going to work yesterday when I didn't have to, I was able to leave work early today, which was nice. And then I tried to nap earlier, but I didn't really nap. I just kind of dozed. So I'm very tired. I'm a little punch drunk, as in a sleep dip. So if I'm a little weird tonight, then weirder than usual at least, that might be why. But other than that, Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies, video games. Hit that like button if you have not already. And please share our stuff. Share it far, wide, and sideways, because YouTube is doing very little in the way of favors for its content creators these days, aside from putting out exceedingly confusing and obscure terms of service that will drive a spike of fear through your heart at one moment, and then like, oh no, that's not what we meant at all the next. Anyway, anything else before we get into the schnuzz, gentlemen?
No.
You guys aren't gaming tonight?
Monkey is.
No, well, I will be, but we're not gaming, me and Satsu.
Well then, let's see. I'm assuming then that Sinatra won't be joining us. I sent him the link, guys. So all of these Sinatra fans in there, I did give him the opportunity. I don't know. Maybe he'll join in later. He's got the link. Let's get into the schnooze. It's kind of a potpourri day, but I'm just going to go down the list because I'm lazy.
Hey, that is cultural appropriation of me.
Oh, okay. Well, speaking of cultural appropriation or something, NFL teams invited to Colin Kaepernick private workout this weekend.
Oh,
I wonder how
he's
many.
not seriously trying to get in the NFL still.
Oh yeah, no, he's. I guess so. I mean, it wasn't enough that he's getting like free money for not doing anything from Nike and all this other stuff, but free agent. Yeah, that's one way of putting it. Colin Kaepernick, who last played in the NFL for the San Francisco 49ers in January of 2017, will take part Saturday in a private workout organized by the league. The league organized it. Okay. The NFL sent a memo Tuesday to its 32 teams saying the session will include on-field work and interview time with the quarterback, ESPN first reported. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. The workout will take place at an undisclosed location in Atlanta, a source with direct knowledge of the arrangement has told CNN. Clubs that don't attend in person will have access to video of the session. The event will be closed to media. Gosh, I can't imagine why he's such a hot property. Private workout session, access to me, wow. Video feed. He must be like really top tier, huh?
Maybe.
Yeah, except he wasn't even when he left, so.
Kaepernick tweeted about the development on Tuesday night. Quote, I'm just getting word from my representatives at the NFL league office reached out to them about a workout in Atlanta on Saturday, he tweeted. I've been in shape and ready for this for 3 years. Can't wait to see the head coaches and GMs on Saturday. Really? Because I thought you were all suing them not too long ago for being mean to you. According to the source, several NFL teams inquired about the athlete-turned-activist's football readiness and desire to return to the league. Kaepernick hasn't played in the league since the 2016 season, the same season he first sat during the playing of the national anthem. The protest later evolved into kneeling after one-time Seattle Seahawk and Green Beret Nate Boyer convinced Kaepernick it would be more respectful to the nation's military, the quarterback has said, even though that military defends a totally colonialistic and white supremacist nation. Thank you, Sanguine. So anyone else think that sounds like freaky sex, like a freaky sex party? Like a private workout session with Colin Kaepernick? Yeah. Ugh. Kaepernick said he did so to protest police shootings of African-American men and other social injustices faced by black people in the United States. It wasn't at all a sort of tantrum thrown over a contract dispute. But we don't talk about that.
We're not supposed to talk about that.
Right. But anyway, I just thought it was like, wow, what an honor that Kaepernick is going to have a private workout session where the NFL can come observe his skills and then bid over him because he's a free agent. Such a hot
I'm just having trouble believing the league actually put this together. The way that it's described there. Yeah,
and the animosity and acrimony between him and the league after they nobody wanted to hire him. Why would they put together a workout for him? That part I don't get.
The only way it makes sense is if this was part of the the agreement, because he did settle with the NFL.
That's true. Maybe they're
and then, I mean, he could come out, look, they put this together. It wasn't me. They came to me, you guys.
Right. Oh, well, maybe they're just, silently gritting their teeth and honoring their contract. All right. Well, moving on from that to other snooze, because we do have other snooze. Other things are going on in the world. Let's see. Fate of DACA immigrants may hang on vote of Chief Justice Roberts. Yeah, that's finally come up. It took long enough. I thought this was all supposed to be settled like a year and a half ago or something. At the close of Supreme Court arguments Tuesday over the fate of certain young undocumented immigrants, the question appeared to be, what will John Roberts do? Is that going to be like a bumper sticker now? With only the first letters showing. The inscrutable Chief Justice, who sits in the middle of the elevated mahogany bench. It sounds like the start of some kind of like erotic thing or something. Was yet again at the decisive middle of a contentious dispute. His questions overall were sympathetic to the Trump administration's planned rescission of the Obama-era Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program. He intimated that prior litigation, finding that a related program deferring deportation for undocumented parents of U.S. citizens was legally flawed, would favor the administration. Yet Roberts challenged a government lawyer arguing for broad discretion over immigration. The Chief Justice also questioned how ending the policy would affect the hundreds of thousands of young people who have relied on its benefits and are living and working in the United States. In the end, Roberts may not be willing to rule in a way that means past DACA recipients suddenly have benefits revoked and face deportation. His remarks left open the possibility that this conservative court would defy predictions and rule against the Trump administration. I don't know. I don't know about setting the precedent that President A can just unilaterally do X and then the succeeding president can't undo it. That's just like it becomes in concrete. That's, setting aside the specificity of DACA, the action Obama took as president, beyond Congress's involvement, isn't something that a future president can undo?
No. Not well. It depends, and it's really going to depend on how they rule here, because this is the Republicans failing. Those fucking Republicans in Congress who were okay with this, were okay with the idea of DACA, but didn't put together an actual a bill to make this happen, so that they couldn't be accused of doing that. So they just let this slide through. This should have been challenged when Obama pushed it through. And if it had been, it would have been shot down by your more liberal court, writer, because the same as they did with the parents program that they tried to sneak in. But when it comes to how the court's going to rule here, this is going to be an interesting one, because it involves two presidential orders. Mm-hmm. It's not just Trump's order here. And there is this idea in law that you can't just revoke rights from people, right, which this would be doing by president decree. It's okay to grant them that way, except it's not.
Right.
So I don't think the court can really rule on Trump's order without ruling on Obama's order, and they can't rule Obama's order was legal. Not seriously. They might, but they can't, or they shouldn't.
Right. Yeah, it'll be. Yeah, I don't know how. I have no idea how this is going to play out, because, like I said, there's. I mean, I guess they could find a way to have a narrow decision that only affects this, without coming on the question of executive orders, etc., and whether or not a president can undo another president's executive order. Which seems to me, if the executive branch did a thing, doesn't matter who's in the seat, the executive branch can undo a thing. That would seem to me to be the deal, even though I don't like executive orders to begin with.
The way they've been deciding this case so far, it's not even just that. It's the taking back a right that's been given. Because whether you like it or not, guys, this is something. I mean, those DACA kids, they've been allowed to stay here. They've been
Well, but I mean, how is that fundamentally any different than granting someone temporary stay while they work out their legal situation or do their appeals process? I mean, is it really that much different?
Well,
Nope.
was DACA supposed to be temporary?
No.
No, because Obama thought that Hillary would just like continue it forever or something and be set in stone with a Democratic majority forever.
Well, wouldn't that be the difference then? I guess because you had asked what about the they issued when they issue something temporary, like if the intention was for it to be temporary, but this would be different, right?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, in my mind, if a presidential or sorry, an executive order is issued, and there's the understanding that it is an executive order that could conceivably be undone by a future president, then it is inherently temporary. It is inherently tenuous on whoever's sitting in that seat. So even if it's not passed by Congress, etc., it seems to me it doesn't function all that much different than a temporary stay while your situation is hashed out by the courts. So I don't understand how granting rights someone on an understandably temporary basis, which these guys, they always have to renew. That was the thing too. The DACA thing has to be renewed. We have to apply for renewal. So they're not inherently permanent. So if there's no expectation of permanency, how can you say that it's a right granted that can't be taken away?
Because
yeah, sorry.
The explanation that's been given is that you have to give a good reason for revoking that right, and just wanting to pull it back isn't a good enough reason. I remember reading through the case when it first hit the federal judge, and the appellate court upheld it. Even with all that, it should have still been temporary because there's a time limit on the number or the age range there,
right?
And those people, once they became of age, should be applying for citizenship.
Mm-hmm.
And how many of those have done that? Fuck, I don't know. But
yeah, no, it's
a clusterfuck, and it's the Republicans' fault, you guys. It really is. This should have been challenged.
It's the Republicans' fault. It's also the Supreme Court's fault from back then for challenging one part but not the other, because it's effectively the same thing.
Only one part was brought.
Oh, yeah, that's okay.
And that's where the failing was from Congress, because they were too big of pussies to just do this. Look, I know we've talked about this before. These are the children of the people who came in. These are not the ones who crossed the border. Like, we need to get out. These are the ones who came with them. So I do have sympathies there. Sorry, I do.
Yeah.
It's not their fault that they were drug across the border. And the problem lies in the fact that the Republicans didn't have the fucking balls back then to just pass a bill.
Yeah.
Or to challenge this.
If they had passed, I mean, if in the intervening time of Trump announcing he was going to rescind DACA, they'd actually passed the DREAM Act or a form of it that was effectively DACA cloned, I wouldn't have a problem with it because, it's not those kids' fault that they were drugged across the border by their parents who were breaking the law because they weren't of age, they couldn't consent to it, etc. Besides, they're kids, like little kids, they don't have any choice. So, I don't have a problem with DACA. I have a problem with executive orders in general. And I also have a problem with somehow a president can effectively change law by fiat outside of congressional oversight. And then another president with that same authority, you would think, can't undo that if they think it's wrong. That's setting aside DACA. The whole mechanism of the executive order thing is what bugs me. But anyway, let's move on. We can other stories.
I do want to just point out again, if the Republicans didn't want this to happen, it was incumbent on them to challenge it in court, and they did not.
Right. All right. So let's see. What else? So speaking of political things, Hillary Clinton says many, many, many people pressuring her to consider 2020 presidential run.
Oh, just do it or don't. Shut the hell up.
Please do it. Please do it. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton on Tuesday said many, many, many people were pressuring her to consider a 2020 presidential bid, but held that it is, quote, absolutely not in my plans. Quote, as I say, never, never, never say never, and I will certainly tell you that I'm under enormous pressure from many, many, many people to think about it, Clinton told BBC Radio. But as of this moment, sitting here in the studio talking to you, that is absolutely not in my plans. Oh,
Hashtag run, Hillary.
she needs to do it. Just do it. CNN previously reported that Clinton, the 2016 Democratic nominee, well, she was also a Democratic nominee. Oh, no, I guess not the Democratic nominee. She was in the race previously. Anyway, has been taking calls from other members of her party asking her to enter the 2020 race, but it remains unlikely she would do so. I wonder who those people are. I want to know who's telling her to or encouraging her.
The people scared that Biden's self-destructing.
Clinton said in March that she would not run for president again in 2020, but her re-entry into the public sphere with taunts aimed at President Donald Trump in recent weeks has stoked speculation she could be considering a rematch with the president. Celebrity deathmatch.
Yeah, that wording that she gave was very suspicious. She's like, at this moment, talking to you right now, I'm not going to be running, which literally could mean when I leave this bitch, I can announce my presidency.
I wouldn't announce this to you redcoats. Let's see. After Trump tweeted last month that Clinton should enter the race to, quote, steal it away from uber-left Elizabeth Warren, Clinton shot back in a tweet, quote, don't tempt me, do your job, unquote. Thank you, Jacob Jett. 3.5 people asked her to run. Many, 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 many people. Yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah, I mean, this is not a new story, except that it's, it's getting down to the wire where you have to enter in the race. I think there's like, what's the latest you can enter into the race and still get on all the ballots?
Oh God, I don't know the date, but I know it's coming up soon.
Yeah, there's a deadline sooner or later. So if you don't announce real quick, you're not going to get on all the ballots, and you need to be on all the ballots to conceivably win. I guess if there was like a 4-way race and independent was running or something like a Ross Perot, maybe. But anyway,
I want to see her get in and get asked about stealing the primary from Bernie last time.
Oh, yeah, we should see a Hillary Bernie rematch. That'd be funny.
Answer that on the campaign trail, you old witch.
I mean, if she waits until like everybody else is kind of like filtered out from the primaries or the debates and everything, and then it's just like Biden, Elizabeth, and Bernie, and then she gets in like, oh my God, and then she'd split the vote and fuck everything up and lose again.
Hillary's a Russian spy.
Oh, yeah.
Russian asset. All right, what else we got? I have a couple other things. I had a lot of little stories today. Oh yeah, this is the greatest tragedy, if it is true, what's been rumored. Days of Our Lives getting canceled?
No.
Not so fast.
Oh.
Days of Our Lives fans will continue to get their Salem fix for now. The cancellation of the long-running NBC soap opera seemed imminent amid an ominous new report from TV Line saying the entire cast was released from their contracts and the show is still going on in an indefinite hiatus at the end of the month. However, more details are emerging, suggesting the sand in the hourglass hasn't run out yet. According to industry magazine Soap Opera Digest, which I've only ever seen at supermarket checkout stands.
I have read that many times.
I've never cracked open a copy. I've only ever seen it. I know it's there. The show, via Sony Pictures Television, is currently renegotiating a new contract with the network, and a source said, quote, everyone is hopeful, unquote, a deal will be struck. But because the show is currently taping 8 months ahead to air, with episodes in the can throughout summer 2020, the show's renewal could come after production on the current season. The show's 55th wraps. You know, the show's been going on since 1965.
Yeah, that fucker's been on a long time.
That's fucking nuts. I haven't watched a soap opera since I think I was a young child and haven't been babysat by somebody or something. So I don't give a shit. But it's sort of like these background institutions are just sort of always there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of interesting. It's like, not even a soap opera can make it these days. Because who needs a soap opera when you've got Twitter? Right?
Yeah, right.
All right. Let's see. And the last
There's
one.
far less accidental incest on Twitter, though.
Accidental?
Yeah, people who don't realize that they're brother and sister until after they've done the nasty.
Is that how that works?
It happens on soap operas. Yeah.
No, that's true too. It's like, oh no, the baby's got 2 arms and 5 legs. No.
You're my brother.
Last one I got.
never
The
liked it
headline
so
just.
much.
Sorry, what?
Nothing. I'm over here confusing myself.
The headline of this one just caught me because it sounds a little too hopeful. From our friend at CNN, Harry Enton, who is the sort of the Igor to Chrysalis's Frankenstein. Impeachment has stagnated in the polls. That happened with Nixon, too.
Who's this?
This is Harry Enton, the other guy who got the
guy.
2016 election so fucking wrong. I just read this out like, really? You're really hopeful, aren't you? You're hoping he's going to resign now? This week is arguably the most important to date in the impeachment inquiry into President Donald Trump. It's the first time there will be public testimony, which comes at a time when the American people have become seemingly locked in their impeachment positions. They're for the inquiry, but much less sold on impeaching and removing Trump from office. The inquiry has not recently produced major movement toward Americans wanting to impeach the president. Over the last month, the middle of October to the middle of November. Thanks, Harry. 47% of Americans have said they are for impeaching and removing Trump in the average poll. That's nearly equal to the 44% who are against it. Thanks, Harry. These numbers are the same as an average of polls taken before this point, but after the inquiry was announced in late September. Past impeachment timelines for Bill Clinton and Richard Nixon offer 2 very different possibilities on where we go from here. From the start, Americans were against impeaching and removing Clinton from office during the 98-99 inquiry, and they remained that way. But the case against Nixon during 1973 and 1974 should give Democrats more optimism. Why would anybody be optimistic about a president being impeached? Why would that be like, oh, I'm so optimistic he'll be impeached?
I thought this was a nonpartisan thing.
Yeah. I mean, Harry, what are you suggesting? Are you suggesting that this entire thing is being used for political purposes and not actually has anything to do with the integrity of the office or the law or anything else?
Yeah, aren't the Democrats trying to convince everybody this is a nonpartisan thing? Why would they be happy about it?
Opinions on impeaching and removing Nixon from office remained stagnant for months on end. Americans were split on the question in Harris polling from January 1974 to April 1974 for Nixon, just like they are now for Trump. Then the dam started to burst. A combination of factors, including Nixon's refusal to turn over any more materials in the Watergate case and public hearings during the House impeachment investigation in May 1974, began to change the tide of public opinion. By the beginning of June 1974, a clear majority were for impeaching and removing Nixon from office in Harris polling. And it could go either way. 47% to 44%. And they're very close together, which you needed to tell us because we can't do math in our own heads.
He's also... Never mind.
The public impeachment hearings, therefore, give Democrats an opportunity. What they need to do is convince that small sliver of the public that is for the inquiry, but against impeachment, to shift towards supporting the impeachment and removal of Trump from office. Really, Harry? Is that what they've been trying to do? Convince the American people to get Trump out of office? Is that really what they have to do? Is that what they've been trying to do, Harry, this entire time? When Mueller didn't work and they jumped on this thing at the 11th hour, which people don't understand still, jumping on him over a phone call regarding a quid pro quo that never happened and a withholding of support that eventually went through.
Scribe, you don't really sound like this is a big deal, and I think.
No, it's a big deal. No, see, here's the thing. I don't care about the outcome of the impeachment so much. I mean, I didn't want Trump in the office in the first place. If by some stretch of the imagination, the Senate somehow votes him out of office, well, that's our process. There you go. I just am sick of the hypocrisy of them pretending this is something to do with morality. or has something to do with the rule of law, or no one's above the law or anything. This has everything to do with trying to say 2016 was wrong. It was an error that needs to be corrected, and we don't like you.
Mm-hmm.
They can't just give a better idea or run a better campaign. They have to try to end run around it or something by impeaching the guy when Trump has a long history now of implying or saying he'll do things and then not doing them. And simply the notion that he said the thing is a thing that you need to criminalize him over. And I'm not saying that makes him smart or innocent or anything. I'm just saying it doesn't. Saying I'm going to do something bad and not doing it does not equate to a crime. Mens reis, actus reis. If you don't have the actus reis, there's no fucking crime. But yet every time he says something they don't like to hear, the implication, I will say, the implication is inappropriate sometimes, certainly. But if he doesn't follow through, what have you got? Anyway, thank you, Officer Buck Tildrussel. And were the Dems as crazy over Nixon as they are with Trump?
Oh God, yes.
Oh yeah, no, they hated Nixon. Oh, with the Vietnam War and Cambodia and everything else, the protests. I mean, the liberal left in Nixon's era was. I mean, you want to look back at the protests and everything else. I mean, wasn't Kent State during that whole deal, or was that? Wait, was that LBJ? I'm forgetting now.
I'm forgetting the years there. So
yeah. Anyway, but yeah, no, they hated Nixon too. Don't worry.
I'll be right back.
Was it to this level? I'm not sure, but by the time it came to the impeachment, it definitely was.
I don't think it was on this level as widespread as Nixon, because at that time Nixon was overseeing a very unpopular war, which didn't help anything. In this instance, I guess the only comparable sort of thing you could say is that Trump's overseeing the border crisis, but that's not really the same as like carpet bombing Cambodia.
Sure.
Unless you're like nuts, I guess. Officer Tudd. Anyway, Officer Buck, thank you. So the Dems had reason to hate Nixon. Well, I mean, you can come up with a reason to hate anybody, really. But I mean, as far as like unpopular political positions and attitudes, yeah, Nixon was not a popular guy with the left, certainly. All right. Well, guys, we're going to move on to the wonderful world of MSS News. So if you have a news story you'd like us to read on the air, please send them to us via Twitter using the hashtag MSSNews. Can't promise to get to them all, but I will do my best, even though I am a bit long-winded. Let's see. Oh, we may have a Sinatra soon. So we'll see. He's got to get some work done. We will see what happens. All right. I got to go back to this thing again because it just... I love how Twitter like suddenly forgets things that I do one tab away. And then I have to do them again. Let's see. Jenna P says, Scribbles, are we on the moon? Just wondering. Yes, tonight's theme is, it was because of a NASA theme. And so I thought I'd put us on the moon for the night. So there you go. Unfortunately, I didn't line it up correctly. Can't quite see the Earthrise in between mine and Satsu's windows there, but it's there in the background. Let's see. This one comes from the original Shroom. If it'll come up here. It's one of those stories that's got like this gigantic image at the top that takes up the entire screen and then a tiny bit of text down below. New ethics complaint filed against impeachment whistleblower. An ethics complaint? Okay. A new complaint from within the U.S. intelligence community alleges the whistleblower who launched the impeachment effort against President Trump. He didn't launch the impeachment effort. The impeachment effort was going before that guy even showed up. You know, they just needed a new excuse, I guess. But anyway,
he's just their excuse now, guys.
Yeah, I mean, you can praise whistleblowers all day if you like, because sometimes they take risks for the good of everybody else. But they were just waiting for a better reason than Mueller to launch an impeachment thing, and they're running out of time too. Anyway, I'm nitpicking. The whistleblower who launched the impeachment effort against President Donald Trump is violating federal law by soliciting donations. $227,000 and counting, with some coming in anonymously on a GoFundMe page. I did not know that was going on. As of Tuesday, more than 6,000 individual donors had already contributed to the whistleblower's GoFundMe page. Have they confirmed it's actually connected to the whistleblower and somebody's just not scamming them?
Wait a minute. Okay, I just got back and I heard that line that you just said about the whistleblower's GoFundMe page. Is the whistleblower's name on there?
I'm not going to read it if it is.
No, I'm just saying,
it's probably run by his lawyer.
Yeah, that was my question. Is like, do they know it's connected to the whistleblower in some fashion, or is it just a scam? The complaint to the Intelligence Community Inspector General charges that the anonymous whistleblower's fundraising site breaks laws against intelligence officials soliciting gifts. The GoFundMe page also potentially collects the donations from prohibited sources, according to the complaint, which asked the ICIG to investigate whether any, quote, foreign citizen or agent of a foreign government contributed. Quote, the most concerning allegation that my client believes is that the federal employee you are protecting and their attorney apparently have strategically weaponized their alleged whistleblowing activities into a very lucrative money-making enterprise, according to the complaint.
That's exactly what it sounds like to me.
That is interesting. All right. Well, I guess we'll see how that hashes out.
Well, as soon as I sat down and I heard whistleblower and fucking GoFundMe, I was just like, that sounds illegal as fuck. Those two words should not be together at all.
Let's see. This one comes from Desert Tramp. Oh, sorry, guys. I forgot to put the last one into the tab machine here so I can show that off. So let me do that extra step here. Still getting used to this. Doot, and that. Official YouTube mom Michelle Hobson dies at hospital in Scottsdale. Who's Michelle Hobson?
No idea.
Michelle Hobson, an Arizona mother who ran a popular YouTube channel known as Fantastic Adventures and was facing dozens of child abuse charges. Is this mommy of 5? Has died at a Scottsdale hospital, according to the Maricopa Police Department. The Pinal County Attorney's Office tells ABC 15 they will wait for the official death certificate before dismissing charges, but will continue to pursue Hobson's assets, which include more than $100,000 in cash. In August, Hobson, who made national headlines as the YouTube mom, was declared incompetent to stand trial by both state and defense doctors. It was a major development in the ongoing court process where the foster mother was charged with multiple counts of molestation of a child, child abuse, unlawful imprisonment, and child neglect. She had a YouTube channel. At the time of her arrest, police say she had over 700,000 YouTube followers, 242 million views on the page's videos, and was making hundreds of thousands of dollars off the content. The kids, many of whom were fostered before being adopted by Hobson, told investigators, quote, they have not been in school for years, unquote, in order to, quote, keep filming their YouTube series, unquote. I'm not sorry she's dead. I'm sorry that she effectively dodged having to answer for this shit.
Well, if she was already, declared incompetent, she wasn't going to answer too hard for it.
I know, but all the same, Jesus.
No, I get you, but that's a sad reality of our justice system.
Jenna says, Scribbles, when did you start sharing your screen? When I started using StreamYards and they let you share just the tab that you target on, not the whole desktop and everything, which I find much more convenient and desirable than risking showing off, private information and such. Let's see, who's next? This one comes from senior staff reporter and chief Florida correspondent Colleen Bernier. I'll get the link there and go over here. And then I click on this and I click on that and I do the thing and I do the stuff. And then conceivably I get the thing. I got to find a quicker way of doing this. Reckless driver told cops he was racing home after cheating on his wife. Well, I guess you can give him points for honesty. A Florida man pulled over Sunday night for driving recklessly told police he, quote, needed to get home in a hurry because he was cheating on his wife, according to an arrest affidavit. Cops report that John Earl Pickard, 52, was behind the wheel of a 2015 Honda that was going in excess of 90 miles per hour in a 55 mile per hour zone. When stopped by a Tarpon Springs Police Department officer around 7:30 p.m., Pickard was apparently en route to his Palm Harbor residence following an extramarital assignation. Pickard reportedly, quote, indicated his driving was reckless and endangering because he needed to get home in a hurry because he was cheating on his wife, unquote. Seen above, Pickard was busted for reckless driving, a misdemeanor. When cops searched him post-arrest, they found a baggie with crack cocaine in his shirt pocket, leading to a felony drug possession count. Pickard, police reported, quote, spontaneously said he had just purchased it for $50, unquote. Well, there goes any defense you have. Pickard was released from the county jail late Sunday night after posting $2,250 bond. He is scheduled for a December 5th court appearance. Yeah. Let's see. Pickard was arrested in March for domestic battery following a confrontation with his 55-year-old wife in their residence. Pickard allegedly shoved and scratched his spouse during an argument. After Pickard's wife requested that her husband not be prosecuted on the misdemeanor count, the case was dropped. I wonder what she thinks about it now. Interesting.
All right.
That's a ESPN ad. I don't really care about ESPN ad. Let's see. This one comes from Frosted Glass. Let's see here. Oh my gosh. Get everything lined up. I hate it when they pause like this, the dead air sort of notion. It's like, I got to be talking about something. Got to be saying something. All right. Is that sharing now? Yeah, it is. University lawyer resigns after blurting out the N-word during a lecture about fighting on campus. Uh-oh, zero tolerance policies. You know how those work.
Blurted out how?
Yeah, an attorney for a Texas institution of higher learning tendered her resignation after she was criticized for using the top-ranked racial epithet. Top-ranked? Okay. During a lecture to students. While the Bill of Rights, the Founding Fathers, social studies teachers, and 99.9999% of law professors somehow managed to avoid the slur, this particular lawyer insisted that it was, quote, impossible to discuss the concept of protected speech without using the word. And because I don't know what YouTube will do, I'm just not going to say it, which I know is stupid, but there you go. Seriously, that's her defense. On Thursday, Caitlin Sewell, the University of North Texas Systems Assistant General Counsel, spoke at the UNT event, quote, when hate comes to campus. When teaching the students about protected speech, Sewell searched for a useful but relevant analogy and decided to use an offensive term that everyone could understand, the most offensive of them all. I don't know. Is that the most?
Could they give that word more power?
I don't know. It's like it's like Muad'Dib. It's a killing word.
You could have had that discussion without saying the word, sweetheart.
She could.
You know how? Watch this. N-word. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, she definitely could have. But once again, back to that question you asked, could they give that word any more power? It is insane that, because you would think like a word used by white supremacists and people who want to subjugate black people, like you would think that would be the type of people to hold up a word and make it powerful and make sure that it still strikes fear in people's hearts. But no, It is the people who it is against who who literally go to great lengths to make sure that this word never loses its power. It's insane.
But her being forced out proves her point. That's I mean, it's like she says, this is what we fight for, protect the protection of free speech and everything else. But then she says the evil word, and now her entire life's over with.
For the record, I do not agree with her being forced out at all. Free speech all the way. But don't tell me there's no other way you could have done that. But my point being more, if you read that, it's almost at times like they're describing like the undisputed boxing champion when they talk about it.
What's the top ranked
most powerful word in the world?
Yeah, it's the top ranked racial slur.
It's undefeated, you guys. For fuck's sake.
Here's the asterisk on the top ranked. Our ranking system only polled white people. The complete rankings of Caucasians' known epithets and racial slurs, crackers still lists white people as the #1 slur for white people for the 2,298th week in a row. Yeah.
It just blows my mind. But like I said, the word is the most useful to the people who it supposedly oppresses nowadays, because they're literally the only people who actually harness the power of that word are those people, which is actually kind of hilarious when you think about it. Like it's an oppressive word and it physically damages us every time people use it. But we keep it in our back pocket just in case we need it at all times.
All right. This one comes from Shio Gorath. Click on that. Dude, Monkey should be happy about this one. Friends reunion special in works at HBO Max.
Cool.
Nothing, Monkey. Nothing at all.
Well, I'm happy about it, but it's been so long. I mean, it's gonna be lame.
Sources tell The Hollywood Reporter that a deal is far from done, but the full cast and creators would participate. Well, okay. HBO Max talks are currently underway for an unscripted reunion special. I don't know. Can any of those guys act without a script? That would feature Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox, Lisa Kudrow, Matt LeBlanc, Matthew Perry, and David Schwimmer, as well as series creators David Crane and Marta Kaufman. Sources caution that a deal is far from done, and agreements with cast and creative still need to be hammered out. When and if deals are completed, the challenge then becomes sorting out everyone's schedules. Of course, the talks could fizzle, and the whole concept could fall apart. Well, given the fact that the creators have always said they don't want to do a reunion, that they told the story they want to tell, etc., I'd be surprised if they suddenly just caved on this.
This is a reunion special, so it could just be them sitting around talking about it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's true. Okay, if it was not an actual like story continuation or something, but yeah. I mean, how many times have we seen them like have little, selfie reunions anyway? Is it really that big of a deal? Let's sit around and talk about the show. Oh yeah, I really like playing the show. Start having friends conventions like Star Trek conventions.
People love the show, man. There's a reason that it's getting the money it's getting from streaming services.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, people love that racist and problematic show.
Don't forget homophobic.
Oh yeah, that too.
This one comes from Quinn Harrison. Let's see here. Now it's going to pop up an ad on me, isn't it? Of course it is, because, everything's got to have an ad on it, I say as I monetize this stream. I got to allow ads. Yeah. Oh, I allow ads, and then what do? You pop up another ad. Yeah. Not just another, an ad to so it's got one of those things that covers up your ability to read the thing that says, you've got ads, you're blocking our ads. I'm like, okay. So I unblock their ads, and then an ad comes up blocking everything like the first thing did.
Yeah.
Like, thanks a lot. That was really sweet of you. Okay, anyway. Let's go back to this, and this, and this, and this. Greensboro police officer on paid administrative leave. Video shows him with possible hate group at North Carolina AT&T homecoming weekend.
Possible hate group. Huh?
Possible hate group. Is that making like a little pregnant? A Greensboro police officer has been placed on paid administrative leave just weeks after marching in a parade with an organization that the Southern Poverty Law Center has labeled a black nationalist hate group. Oh my gosh. On October 26th, Lieutenant Stacy Morton was seen with members of Israel United in Christ, a group of the Black Hebrew Israelite movement.
Uh-oh.
That's right. The movement believes that African Americans are the chosen people of God and the true descendants of from the 12 tribes of Israel. According to the SPLC, the group is anti-police and believes white people are the devil. Well, aren't we though? Jews are fake Jews, and members of the LGBT community are sinners. It was that same rhetoric captured on a social media video that the group shouted into microphones from a tent to any passerby at North Carolina AT&T's homecoming. Morton can be seen throughout the 40-minute video sitting in a purple robe under the tent behind the speakers, looking at his cell phone.
You know what pisses me off about that? They played not only a key role, but the center role. Like they actually were the catalyst to the entire the fucking
Covington.
Covington
yeah.
thing, yeah.
Yeah, they literally ignited that entire conflict, and nobody talks about their involvement in that at all. It fucking infuriates me.
Okay, which one of these do I want to do? Okay, this one comes from Shrouded Angel because I'm a morbid individual who's also kind of a true crime nut, as some of you may know. So why not something? Let's see how morbid it is. I guess it might be too much.
Oh, and real quick, one more thing. Thanks to them, I now know the term Uncle Tomahawk.
I don't even know what that means, but the wordplay is funny.
I enjoy it.
That's what he called the Indian group. The before they approached the kids.
Yeah.
Okay. Inside House of Horrors, where incest mom Sarah Barris plotted her kids' murders. What? Sarah Barris, if only her first name started with an M. But anyway, had threatened her children, saying, "I gave you life, I can take it away," before murdering her sons, Tristan, 13, and Blake, 14, and trying to kill 4 other children in her chef. Okay, never mind. Crime, children murdered, not high on my list. Not high on my list. Sorry, guys. Moving on. What's this? This one comes from Jim Heelis. If it'll take me to the story and not to a picture, because I love it when it's like there's this post on Twitter with a picture for the story. You click on the picture and it takes you to the picture. Like, no, I want to go to the story. I don't want to look at that guy's face. That's no fun. All right, get this here, get that there. Click, 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 and click. Baby Trump slasher, not sorry. What the? Go away. First time I've seen a liberal get mad about chopping up a baby. Oh, God. Whatever. An Alabama man charged with criminal mischief in the slashing of a towering baby Trump balloon has defended his actions, saying it was a matter of good versus evil. Oh, go away. AL.com reports Hoyt Doe Hutchinson, that sounds like an Alabama name, called the syndicated radio show Rick and Bubba Show on Monday to describe what happened. Hutchinson said he was shaking in anger. He's totally shaking when he drove past the balloon and its handlers Saturday during a President Donald Trump visit to see Louisiana State play against the University of Alabama. He yelled at the protesters, but then realized they might have seen him, so he bought a University of Alabama shirt to better blend into the crowd and get close to the balloon. Pretending he wanted a picture with the balloon, Hutchinson said he used a material cutter with a sharp razor to slice the symbol open. So you were literally shaking over a balloon.
It was a matter of life and death, yo.
Yeah, you are a strong and brave individual, man.
Good.
Hey,
we need more men like you.
He cut that balloon, you guys.
He was literally shaking.
He's a brave individual.
Yeah, he wore a disguise to infiltrate to get close enough to his target because he was literally shaking over a balloon. Right. I salute you, shaking balloon fearing Alabamian man.
Joker.
What the
it's
fuck?
A balloon animal. No.
Balloon animals. All right, we'll do one more here. Let's see where he is. Okay, this one comes from Jack, the motherfucking cockring. Haven't read one from Jack in a while. I don't think so. We got so many show reporters now. Remember when it was just like him and Colleen Bernier?
Mm-hmm.
Like just the two of them. Like every night they'd send us stories. Senior staff reporters, all of them. Let's see. I'm going to click another ad or another thing telling me that I need to subscribe to their newspaper and give them money. All right. No, go away. No, go away. Oh, I can't. Oh, I literally can't read the story. Is that it?
That's right.
Let's see. Can I read the story if I disable ads? Will that make you happy? And I guess maybe so. Okay. Let's try this again. Live TV, everybody. Live TV. What the? No, go away. Jesus. 2 homeless men shot with arrows near San Francisco Bay Trail in Richmond. 2 homeless men were shot with arrows near the San Francisco Bay Trail in Richmond early Saturday morning, and the archer is still on the loose. The bizarre and anachronistic shooting, interesting, took place around 12:30 a.m. just south of Central Avenue and Point Isabel near the border of Richmond and Albany and East Bay Regional Park. The East Bay Regional Park District said. Thank you, Corey Suzuki. Isn't Sarah Barris the name of the dog from hell? Oh, Cerberus? Well, I was hoping that her name was like Margaret or something, because then she would be M. Barris, which would be stupid but funny, but not funny because she's a child murderer. So anyway, both victims were in a homeless encampment in the marshy area off the side of the trail when arrows started flying at them, and another woman who was apparently targeted but not struck. One of the men was hit in his abdomen, and the other was hit in his abdomen and leg. Can I stop this stupid video? Okay. Can I stop this stupid video? No, apparently not. I have to watch Dolly Parton up in the corner. The men were taken to a hospital, underwent surgery, and are now, quote, awake and recovering well. Good. The incident wasn't a random attack by someone living out their Hunger Games fantasy. At least one of the victims saw and recognized the assailant, and police have identified a suspected bowman. Police described the suspect as a black man in his early to mid-20s, approximately 5'6" tall, with short, curly black hair. Holy cats, thank you, Sir Wolfgang. We need to ban assault bows. Yes. And thank you, Cody Fry. Shh, I'm hunting hobos. Oh, my God. It's like Hobo Hunter Simulator. He was playing a video game, and it got into his brain. Shooting people with arrows? For God's sakes, what? I hope they find this guy. Yuck. Oh, man. Anyway, I think we'll stop there because we're nearing the top of the hour. So, guys, thank you so much for all the stories. Green arrow or hobo arrow, maybe hobo with a crossbow. Maybe that's going to be the sequel to Hobo with a Shotgun.
Hobo
with a shotgun. And thank you guys for the stories. Sorry I didn't get them all. You just guys send too many interesting stories. Let's see. On to YouTube time. What did I do today? Well, I finished a video and I have it ready. I'll post it tomorrow morning. I was asked earlier, why don't you just post it? I'm like, well, it's become kind of a tradition that I don't post a video on the same day that I'm hosting the show, because inevitably someone will say, oh my God, you didn't give me enough time to watch this before the show started. That's kind of why. Let's see.
In fairness, you used to not give people time to watch it before.
Well, that's the thing. I'm reacting to what the audience wants. Okay, so I see an entry for Sinatra in the waiting room, but I can't click on him because it says device is not connected.
Dude, that means either his mic isn't hooked up. Hook up your mic, dude.
Okay, either your mic or your webcam, I don't know what you're doing, is not hooked up. I got that ready. And other than that, I just wanted to say again, thanks for those of you that might be listening. Everybody who's subscribed to my channel after the Sinatra shout out. YouTube tells me I've gained 126 subscribers over the last 48 hours. So thank you so much. Let's see. Maniac Man says, I love the TEDx stream stuff. I'm glad you do. I might cut down on my frequency of doing those, though, because I think, I don't know, I do them and I think, I should probably do videos on those, unless I find something that's particularly lengthy or whatever. Let's see. Sinatra said he couldn't join. Well, I saw him there. It said he needs to connect his device. Now, I don't know if this is an artifact of whatever glitched out with us earlier in the show when our avatars went goofy. But I will... When StreamYards allows me to let him join, I will let him join, but it didn't let me click on anything. It just said that his devices are disconnected. So that was me. Satsu, what have you been up to?
Well, today was my day off, so I didn't do anything YouTube-wise, but I do have a video in the queue that'll be coming out tomorrow for the cooking channel. Probably tomorrow I'm gonna do I'm gonna start working on a video redoing the base that I showcased in my previous video, but I'm going to do a step-by-step build because for some reason Monkey has been having some difficulty kind of replicating the base because we've been having some varied results, which is interesting. Last night, that was last night we had the horde, right?
Last night, our spectacular base fail.
Yeah, we spent all that time building and getting those resources, trying to get that base, and the zombies literally broke in and destroyed almost everything within 2 minutes. Like, it was the horde night started and they got in there in no time.
I believe the audience calculated it was actually under a minute.
Yeah, and we spent the rest of the night just running away from zombies and trying not to die. And I believe Sinatra died more times than any of us have died in the span of an hour in our entire history of streaming.
That was the strangest thing ever.
Sinatra died like 6 times that night.
Oh, I was talking about why I couldn't enter, but yeah.
Oh, I don't give a fuck about
Yeah, fuck that, whatever.
I had to go dig my webcam out of my drawers, plug it in, then it could read my microphone all of a sudden.
Why did you have your webcam in your pants?
God damn it, I was just about to ask that.
Uh-huh.
Answer the question.
It was in the drawer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hello.
Hello. Thanks for joining. Sorry for the
StreamYard is fucking broken.
Yeah, that was bizarre. Of course, I'd like to say it might be some kind of like artifact from whatever was happening earlier. Did you have anything else, Satsu?
No, just got some stuff pending, and I'll be working on the base video tomorrow.
You need to do my mom's chicken vermouth at some point.
Well, I need to figure out where the fuck I'm supposed to get vermouth from.
Well, from
Menotti.
It's a cooking wine essentially. I think you can get it in most grocery stores. It's not like fancy or anything. It's relatively basic.
You can get that at Menotti's.
What the fuck is a Menotti?
It's over on Lorraine.
Yeah, listen to Sinatra. He knows his booze.
I do. I've spent so much money there.
Monkey, what have you been up to?
Well, we did our game stream last night where, we had the spectacular fail. You guys should go watch that. It was a lot of fun. I had my first death, which, by the way, was my own fault. I didn't die to zombies, guys. I died to an electric fence that I had built. That's a true story.
He Epsteined himself.
Yeah. Did a monkey in the morning. Then I was on AM with Alex. That's Irate Bear's new morning show that he does occasionally. And then I did my game stream where a variation of the base that failed for us on Horde Night and is actually the exact same one that Satsu has built in his test server failed again. So we don't know what the hell's going on. We're looking into that. But
I told you it wasn't going to work.
It does work.
Do you know the definition of insanity?
What's that?
Do you know the definition of insanity?
Well, I don't know if it's the exact same one.
Oh, see, this is his thing. He's like, you didn't do it right. I did. It's exactly the fucking same.
Mm.
And so yeah, I don't understand what's going on. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's all. And then tonight after this, I'll probably be back in my game stream.
Okay, Sinatra, what have you been up to?
Well, I recorded a video that'll go out tomorrow morning. I am halfway-ish done with a creepypasta that'll go out tomorrow. I did Tucker Tuesday, and I'm working on a couple side projects. So a lot.
Well, I just want to, in person, thank you for giving me the shout out the other day. That was very nice of you.
You're very welcome. You really deserve it.
Thank you. Let's see then. On to the wonderful world of fucketry time. Let's see. I don't know that I have much today, but I will check. Oh, so the last gasps of Splinter came out today. The editor in chief posted a story to the Splinter News website, which is still functional, even though everybody's been fired and the whole thing's basically falling apart now. But within this long recitation of, memories and everything else, they said this, quote, "I'll simply offer this. There's nothing else out there like Splinter. There probably never will be again. And the world is worse for it." And I said, yeah, there is. Mike.com, Vox.com, Slate.com, and a slew of others. You weren't that special. You just put videos on YouTube. That was the thing that really got me to Splinter, is that, it went from Fusion, Splinter, and their videos and their content didn't change at all. So, oh, it's a Squeedus! Hello, Squeedus!
Hey,
And it's
Squeedus.
Squishy in her Snuggie.
Hey, Squish.
Monkey says hello.
Hello,
Oh.
Squishy.
Squishy and Squeedus. Squeedus.
Oh, I have a little bit more of YouTube time. At the end of my Tucker Tuesday, I was talking about what's going on with my tank because I have these weird things in it. Turns out that it's a parasitic worm from one of the plants that I ordered. So I have to figure out a way to identify it and kill it. So anyone who was over there at the end that came here, that's what I figured out.
Okay. Completely random thought. As you're holding up Squeedus, Satsu, I thought, hey, Squeedus should punch the little scribe up in the corner.
Hold on. See
Let's
if I can make her uppercut it.
Oh, no! Yeah, that's right.
That's great.
Let's see. Did I have any other anything exciting else to talk about? Oh, the Associated Press put out this today. The Democratic presidential race started with a record 6 female candidates, but only one is polling in the top tier. Is it sexism or just politics? And I said, it's sexism. That's why more men than women have dropped out of the race so far. Sexism. And other than that, oh yeah, Mark. Speaking of which, Mark Sanford dropped out. I barely remember that he dropped in like a week ago, but now he's already dropped out. So he was. There you go.
Who the hell's that?
That was the hiking the Appalachian Trail. The governor of was it South Carolina or whatever, North Carolina, that had an affair and disappeared for 3 days. Nobody knew where he was, but he was off fucking his mistress.
Oh, I didn't even know he entered.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. Like I say, he announced it like what 5 days ago or something ridiculous, and now he's out already. And let's see. Lastly, me anyway. The Washington Post posted this story, and I thought, oh look, he's oh no, it's the Snuggie's eating Squeedus. The Snuggie's eating Squeedus.
She like, what the hell, bro?
So this is a story of the Washington Post. Quote, "We've had a look at the IP address and done a data scan on all of the votes, and it looks pretty clean from our point of view," unquote. No evidence of Russian interference found in New Zealand's Bird of the Year contest.
I'm sorry.
What?
Now, I think they might be being facetious, but at the same time, I couldn't really tell, and I just said, our current year, everyone.
She is a big girl. Look at her.
Oh, man, she's growing.
She's about to be 3 months.
Oh, my God.
Look at my Squeedus. She's so cute.
Aw. All right, well, that's it for me. Satsu, what kind of fucketry you got?
None. At least not right now. Until I bring up my Twitter.
All right. Sinatra, what do you got?
Let me add on to yours a little bit. Trump tweeted out something earlier. He said, "Many of the people in DACA, no longer very young, are far from angels. Some are very tough, hardened criminals." Blah, blah, blah. Kamala Harris replied to that and said, "Dreamers fight for the love of this country. No wonder you can't relate." That was her mic drop moment on Trump. So I repeated it and said, "Yes, Queen Slay." She's so.
Well, here's the thing: if they've been convicted of a crime while under DACA, they immediately become ineligible for DACA.
Yeah, but that doesn't count because they're not American.
Thank you, Ezzy Slays. I came from Sinatra Says. That sounds like a personal issue.
I've come from him too. Don't feel bad.
Yeah, I came for Sinatra once.
Holy shit, is this real?
It's a visceral reaction.
What's real?
Did the Simpsons really do the Epstein didn't kill himself in the intro?
Did they?
What? No.
Oh, I'm about to tag y'all in it.
Yeah, I want to
it's
see
gotta be a
this.
mock-up.
Yeah, I'm just like, no way. This can't be. Is it real? Hold on. It looks real.
All right.
My only other bit of fucketry is I am completely obsessed with this war Nick Fuentes is raging on Charlie Kirk and Conservative Inc. And Tim Pool just straight lied about it. He said he called Fuentes and the people asking questions white nationalists and far-right people, saying they're not real Trump supporters. Then he goes and says, will you donate to my Patreon, PayPal, and Bitcoin? So, Tim, every day I lose a little bit more respect for him.
I think that's a mock-up, Satsu. I think there's actually programs out there that actually do. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm happy to be corrected, but I've seen those things done before that have people like put in whatever text they want or that kind of deal.
It looks good though, man.
It does.
I wish it was real.
Yeah, I don't think that's real, but it will be soon. But yeah, that's the sum of my fucketry today. Tim Pool being Tim Pool, not understanding things. It's complicated.
All right.
You know what would have been? Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, Satsu, did you have any?
Well, I was about to say, you know, it would have been really crazy if that clip that we just saw was like from 8 years ago when they did that. They just wrote it on there.
Simpsons predicted it.
Let's see. I don't. Let me see here. I'm scrolling down real quick to see if I've seen anything on Twitter. Nope, nothing on Twitter, and I don't even think I logged into Facebook, so no fucketry for me.
All right, Monkey, what do you got?
Oh, let's see. Trump has tweeted out several times.
Oh, that's her pooping grunt.
Trump has tweeted out several times this week about the first phone call that he's going to be releasing, because apparently he had talked to Zelensky one time before the phone call we've all read.
Mm-hmm.
And he says this is going to put it all in context. That you'll see. And look, I don't know what it says. I'm not sure. Excuse me. That anything on a previous phone call could change anything we've heard. But I'm willing to listen. But this is Crystal has tweeted this out. Here's the thing: the April call, which was the original call. The April call, whatever it says, doesn't erase the July call where we know Trump pressured Zelensky. You're a newsman, and your answer is it doesn't matter what the other evidence says. I love you. You say hi to the chat.
I love you more.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Hello.
They say hi's.
I didn't say hi.
Oh, I gotta hit mute for just a moment. My lady needs me.
Oh, okay.
I still have more, but I'll be back.
Okay. Well, let's see. I will prep a Mad Lib on the off chance that we have a chance to do Mad Libs.
I think we might.
Well, I think we might. Depends on how long-winded Monkey is. It really is on him. But Monkey doesn't get long-winded or anything. Start ranting or start saying stuff. Okay. Oh no, my browser reset. You know how when you click on a link and it's a different color than all the other links. So you clicked on it before. Apparently my browser in updating or whatever undid all of the clicks I did on all of the Mad Libs options, so I can't tell which ones I've done before and not. So
oh no,
I know it's let's see. Okay, we'll pick this one because I don't know. I don't think I've done this one when the time comes. All right, click on that. Okay, get that ready for later. Well then, I guess we're just kind of waiting for Monkey to return.
In the chat, Lion Patriot is yelling at Satsu to check his Streamlabs.
Oh, Satsu, check your Streamlab.
Oh, sorry. I was making faces at Squeetus.
I'm so sorry about that, guys.
It's all right. What else you got?
Oh, I was curious. What do you guys have an opinion on that? A news guy. It doesn't matter what was said. Am I wrong in thinking, hey, Chris, maybe we should wait and see what is said?
Yeah.
Especially considering when the whole idea is that Trump wouldn't talk to Zelensky until all of this backdoor stuff happened. If he talked to him in April, doesn't that?
No, the deal purportedly was a person-to-person meeting, a one-on-one like White House visit kind of meeting, as far as I understand it. So it was a publicity event, a PR event of him shaking the president's hand. That was apparently, again, as I understand it, was on the chopping block for the quid pro quo deal.
You'll have to go through the text that Schiff released, because they're talking specifically about a phone call in that.
Okay.
Let's see what else. Mike Cernovich, this guy, this fucking asshole. He tweeted this out yesterday. Said, Rodney, do you guys know who Rodney Reed is? We talked about him briefly the other day. He's about
the guy in death row.
Yeah, he's about to be put to death on July, or I keep fucking up the month, on the 20th of this month. And there's some evidence he may not have done it, and that the Innocence Project is involved here.
Right.
And there's fighting back and forth between the sides. And to be honest with you guys, I don't fucking know. I'm not taking a side in this because I don't fucking know. But Mike Cernovich tweeted out, Rodney Reed's death penalty appeal has been heard by dozens of judges, including many liberals. Rodney Reed is a pedophile and a child rapist, and those of you defending him, including Ted Cruz, should be furious at those who have brainwashed you into defending him.
Really letting us know how it feels, huh?
Wait, what happened now? Sinatra, I barely heard what you said.
I said he's really letting us know how he feels, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I found that donation, by the way.
Oh, go ahead.
Lion Patriot, thank you. I hear you, great Squeetus. I give, I obey. Thank you for the donation.
Here's the thing. Rodney Reed has been convicted of other things in the past, and they're irrelevant to whether or not he killed this woman. If he killed this woman, fine. Go ahead, put him to death. But if he didn't, saying, hey, he was a pedophile, it's okay to kill him, is wrong.
Yep. Because
you're not getting justice to the woman who died in this case. If he's innocent, that shit doesn't matter, Mike.
Yeah.
Does that make him an asshole? Sure. Do I think that means we probably should have been able to fire him face first into a wall? Sure. But not for this murder.
Yeah. Well, what if an evil man is accused and convicted of something he didn't do? I mean, that does nothing. I've talked about this before, like Schadenfreude, holding somebody to account for something that had nothing to do with them, or taking pleasure in somebody's downfall over something that they never took part in. Yeah, no, that defeats the entire purpose. And so if he could have murdered 17,000 people prior to this, but if he's going to be executed over a murder he didn't commit, I hate to tell you this, that's not justice.
It's not, because the person we're getting justice for in this case is that dead woman. Yeah. And if he didn't kill this woman, and you're like, yay, but it's still a pedophile's dead, that's great. But you know what else? That means there's a murderer running around out there, you stupid shit. And a lot of people wanted to get into an argument with me over this, because I have looked into the case, and I honestly, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I can't tell. It's not one of those cases where it's like open and shut one way or the other. But for me, the whole point of me bringing this up is this isn't justice. I'm defending justice here. If he didn't do it, he doesn't deserve to die for doing it. That seems pretty fucking simple to me.
Yeah, and what they don't realize is they're like, well, I'm happy he's getting killed anyway. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, let's say you won that. But at the end of the day, the people who lose is everybody else. Because if he can be murdered or killed for something he didn't do, then you can too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, it's a hard principle to have to hold to sometimes, but it is the principle that underscores our entire system of justice. And you don't like it's just like freedom of speech. You take away someone's freedom of speech, you're just threatening your own.
Yep.
You take away the ability or the the preponderance of evidence. I mean, it's happened several times, and it will continue to happen where someone who is obviously guilty, right, but there just isn't enough evidence to prove it in court, gets off. That's just the way it is, Or it'll happen. It'll happen again. Someone who's completely innocent will end up being executed or something. Our system of justice is not perfect and never will be. No system is. But things like this, when it comes down to can you prove it? Is he innocent or legally innocent versus actually innocent? It's a frustrating hair to split sometimes, but it's what separates us from the animals, as they say. So,
it's happening in our chat right now. There's people, Monkey, look at this, look at this. I'm not arguing about the facts of the case. I'm arguing about the fact that Mike Cernovich suggested that because he's a pedophile and a sex offender, that means it's okay for him to die here, which is what he was suggesting, and that's bullshit.
Yeah,
utter bullshit.
Yeah, Monkey's talking about the principle of the thing, not specifically this case. The notion that this person may be innocent of the crime they're going to be executed for, but they're also horrible for these other things. That's the principal point. Now, this particular guy, maybe he is guilty. Like Monkey says, I don't know for sure. There's a lot of people that say otherwise. But there's been a lot of people who have been on death row or something who have had a lot of celebrity support, but they're still horrible people. They actually did do the crime that they're accused of, etc. So anyway, anything else, Monkey?
Yes, indeed. Sorry, I know you probably have a thing, but let me get one more in here. This is a short one. Northwestern University. They had Jeff Sessions speaking there recently, and their college newspaper, the Daily Northwestern, covered the event. Well, they sent out two teams, one to cover the session speech and one to cover the protesters. Well, yesterday, they released a statement apologizing for covering the protesters.
You just back up a little bit. There was some noise that cut you off.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Northwestern University, Jeff Sessions went to speak there. The Daily Northwestern, their college paper, sent people out. One group to cover Sessions, one to cover the protesters to the Sessions speech. And they came out and apologized to the protesters because by showing these people being shitheads, they were doing a disservice to their student body.
Wait a minute, but isn't the whole point of protesting like to get attention and have people like look at whatever it is you're trying to bring attention to?
Well, theoretically, you're probably correct. In reality, it made the protesters look really bad, and it kind of blew up on social media here and there, some of the pictures. And that's not really what they're about. They're not about making the student body look bad. They're not about making the protesters look bad by showing them how they actually fucking are. So they apologize. Now, they did apologize for one other thing. In order to do the story, they used some of those pictures, connected it with the directory, and then called those people to see if they had comment. And they said that was out of bounds. I don't know if that's out of bounds.
Not if they're in a public place and everything, and they can be identified, I guess. I mean, unless they were trying to, use that as some way to target them for harassment or something. I don't know. If they got their permission in quoting them, I don't see a problem.
Well, what the paper said was that it was probably jarring to get that phone call. Like, well, they were in a public place with their faces uncovered. You were asking, I think that's actually a better thing to call them and ask them for a quote about, hey, do you want to tell us why you were being a shithead in public? Don't you? Wouldn't you want the opportunity to explain? Maybe that's just me. But yeah, I saw that. I'm like, are you kidding? This press, and granted, it's a college paper, but you're apologizing for covering the news.
Dude, all I'm hearing is You're making us look bad because of our actions. Stop it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, exactly. But that's all I had, Scribbles.
All right. Well, let's do a Mad Lib.
Sure.
All right. So, chat, this is where I need your help, such as it is, because it's not a lot of heavy lifting on this one. So, chat, I need you to give me your suggestions for these 3 entries into the Mad Lib. Please put them into each of separate chat entries. Don't spam. Don't spam anything because we found out from Markiplier spamming can be bad. I mean, they say they fixed it now, but you never know. So what I need from you is a large number, whatever that means, a number. These are 2 different things, guys. A large number and a number, however you want to interpret that. And lastly, a singular noun. So a large number, a number, and a singular noun. We'll start with our guest, Sinatra. I need a watercraft.
What was it? A gasless yacht.
A gasless yacht?
Yeah, whatever Greta Thunberg was riding around on.
Oh, okay. A gasless yacht. Okay. Satsu, I need a plural noun.
He wasted a perfect opportunity to say a dinghy.
Huh.
Damn
it. But you said a plural noun?
Yes.
Dinghies.
There you go.
All right. I don't even know. Oh, wait, no. Spelling a dinghy is different. Let's see. I think that's correct. All right. Monkey. It says your last name, but I have a feeling you don't want to give that out. So how about just a good last name? How about an interesting last name?
Longcock.
Longcock.
Satsu,
Hello,
what did
Mr.
you say earlier? The fucking. You said they taught me the phrase. Shit.
Oh,
They had to
shit.
do with the Covington kids.
Oh, Uncle Tomahawk.
Uncle Tomahawk. I'm right.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was a monkey. Sinatra, I need a plural noun.
Tomahawks.
Yeah, why was I thinking that? Saw that coming. Satsu, I need a plural noun.
Escalators.
Okay, that almost sounds like you're choking to death while you're saying that. Monkey, I need an adjective.
Throbbing.
Okay. Sinatra, I need a singular noun.
Condom.
All right. Satsu, I need a past tense verb.
Jerked.
Okay. Monkey, I need another adjective.
Itchy.
Itchy. Sinatra, I need a favorite song.
Sultans of Swing.
What, not Horsecock?
No.
Oh. Sultans of Swing?
Yep.
All right. Satsu, I need a female friend.
Miss Misa.
Miss Misa. I keep wanting to have her on the show again, but the timing just never works out. Let's see. Monkey, I need a male friend.
Sinatra.
Oh. Sinatra, I need an adjective.
What was monkeys?
What was Monkey's what?
Adjective.
Oh, itchy.
All right, scratchy.
Yeah. Let's see. Satsu, I need a singular noun.
All right, I'm gonna go way out there. Manhole cover.
Oh wow.
Manhole cover. All right. Monkey, I need a famous person.
Stormy Daniels.
I thought you were going to say Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, and then lastly, Sinatra, I need a noun.
Toilet paper rope.
All right, on to chat. I need a large number. Prospero says metric fuck ton. Okay, I will accept that. Then I need just a number. Everybody's giving me like, let's see. Grisella says 9. I'll take that as it reminds me of the White Album. And a singular noun. Let's find a singular noun. Scroll. Dom O'Leary says butt plug. All right, guys. Let me pull this up here and share it with y'all. There was a lot of words in this one. I guess we'll find out if it's worthwhile. Because here we go. This one's called Survival. The gasless yacht Lucky Lulu was sinking quick. Wait, okay, that was the name of the yacht. They should put the gasless yacht Lucky Lulu was sinking quickly. Quote, abandon ship, everyone into the dinghies, hollered Captain Longcock. But the crew and passengers knew there were not enough dinghies, so they threw tomahawks, escalators, and even one throbbing condom overboard. Then everyone jerked into the itchy water and grabbed onto whatever they could. Captain Longcock ordered everyone to form a line, tie their crafts together, and sing Sultans of Swing. First in line were Miss Misa and Sinatra, bobbing in their scratchy manhole cover. Whoa. Next came Stormy Daniels, hanging on for dear life to a slimy toilet paper rope. They were followed by a metric fuck ton of others. After 9 days, they were rescued by a strange butt plug. Not one passenger from the Lucky Lulu has taken a boat ride again.
Does a not strange butt plug exist in that scenario?
It depends on how much you are used to butt plugs as whether or not they're strange.
Well, I feel like if they're saving you, it might be strange.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, if you have a savior butt plug, that might be a bit odd.
Oh, jeez.
An inflating butt plug.
Yeah, I just like Stormy Daniels hanging on for dear life to a slimy toilet paper rope.
That was a little too close to reality.
Wasn't it, though? Yeah.
The beginning went really well, too. Like that.
Dinghy fit way too well.
Yeah, dinghies and Captain Longcock.
Captain Longcock. I think
Captain Longcock. It sounds like should be some kind of like erotic comic book hero.
I'm changing my Twitter name to that.
There you go. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for your contributions. There's another wonderful world of Mad Lib for you. But now, guys, it is chat time. If you've got questions, comments, concerns, conspiracy theories, complaints, if you have ideas about who should, I don't know, challenge Hillary in the I'm going to run for president context next, with Michael Bloomberg and Deval Patrick already talking about doing so. Put them in the comments now. If you have questions for us, please put plenty of chat marks after those. If you have statements for us to consider, please put plenty of statement marks after those. Paris Creed says, Satsu, has Squeeda started teething?
No. No, she has not.
All right. Check your logic. What's a social justice warrior's least favorite entertainment center? Boomers. If you're going to ask, why answer a question if you're going to answer it yourself?
Oh, shit. Look at this.
What's what?
Let me share screen.
Okay.
If I could sum up 2019 in a picture, this is it.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, that's actually an old picture.
Fatties against fascism.
I was about to say that looks familiar, so that's been around a while.
Look at the feet on this one.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Looks like a ham hock that got dropped on the floor.
Let's see. Tazzy Bloke. Should Kaepernick invite Kamala to his training camp to demonstrate proper kneeling techniques? Oh. Oh, need some aloe for that burn. No one, nowhere. Where did the phrase long-winded arise from? I assume it's from long ago and like when, using your wind to talk was just sort
I'd
of
tell
like,
you, but it takes a long time to explain.
there you go.
Eh.
Yeah, it's probably just a colloquialism, as they say. Motto Winter. Oh, loads. Meowy Christmas, alcoholic nog, store-bought nog, or cannibal nog.
Cannibal nog.
I don't like nog at all. I think I've had it twice, and I don't understand the appeal, unless, of course, it's just an excuse to get drunk, which I think is mostly the excuse.
Whoa.
I kind of like just regular eggnog. I'm not a
There was a 50 vehicle crash on I-80. Wow.
bruh. Holy shit. 50?
Was it ice or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good
50
Lord.
vehicle.
You ever seen those like traffic cams or people filming like these giant backups and pileups and things? People just like they're coming out of the snow and they don't understand that there's a whole like pile of cars in front of them and they just can't stop in time.
That's the thing that kills me. I'm just like, I'm gonna be the one car that gets through this. Like, no.
Let's see. Attack Alpaca. Are any of you going to stream the impeachment hearings tomorrow? Not if we don't want a copyright strike.
Yeah, it's a big no for me, dog. I'll watch them, but not stream them.
I don't even know if I'm interested in. Do we even know who's testifying tomorrow, or is anybody interesting?
I don't know, but I can't think of a more boring thing to stream.
Yeah. Exactly. I wouldn't if I could because I don't really care that much. But I'm gonna be working anyway, so whatever. I might check in on it to see if there's something worthwhile, but I'll probably end up just for every hearing. I'll probably do what I do every night with these kind of things. I'll read you guys the highlights when we get to the show night after.
I'll probably
Sorry.
said I'll probably be asleep.
Yeah. And so will everybody at the hearing. Frosted Glass, Satsu, how pissed will you be when Squeedus's first words are Monkey Dick, Jim Jones movies?
Actually, I will be proud.
Oh. Pyrus Creed, Sinatra, can you elaborate on your beef with Tim? I'm a milquetoast fence sitter in its complicated pool.
He adds nothing to whatever he's talking about. And if he does, he gets it wrong. I used to watch him a lot. Then I realized I could be listening to like AM radio and get more out of it.
Zeo Gold says, Lords of the Night, would you eat that impossible Whopper on a dare? No, because I hate Burger King, first off, and second off, I don't want to eat fake meat.
Did you see that Arby's is introducing let me pull it up so I don't get it wrong. Arby's makes meat-based vegetable to rival plant-based meat.
Oh, for God's sake.
Meat-based vegetable.
Like carrots and
That's hilarious.
I forget what other they have some cool vegetables in there.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, and I forgot about his noises. Buy a fucking pop filter. You get like $30,000 a month from YouTube.
Does
They're
he?
$4.
Damn. Mono Winter, oh Lords, how have not heard of Cannibal Nog? It's an old joke, leg nog. What?
I don't.
Okay.
I have never heard of Cannibal Nog. I never heard of it unless Quark's nephew went insane. I've never heard of Cannibal Nog. That was a Deep Space Nine joke.
Leg knock. Oh, sorry.
Said you do an entire stream where you just watch Tucker and repeat him. You're not far from Tim, except I make actual videos and do things. He just reads articles.
Will it Forge, Sanute, thumb up, down, branching out to Creepy Forge.
You're good, but you need a little bit of work. I'll go into a deep dive with you at another time.
Data Wasteland, Scribe, it was a sudden whiteout, 50 cars, 6 deaths so far. Jesus.
I didn't see that in the article.
I was curious because when nobody mentioned anybody dying, I just thought a bunch of crashes and things. You see those sort of like super fender benders quite a bit. But Dom O'Leary, Lords of the Night, guys, if you had to, would you prefer your cock drop off for a month or your nipples explode and never be replaceable? What? Are you taking Mata Winter tips or something on questions?
I'm gonna go my nipples blow up, I guess. As long as it doesn't hurt me.
I'm not using them for anything.
Yeah.
The fuck do I need? What am I gonna feed a kid?
Yeah. Well, maybe not from yourself, I suppose.
I mean, it's been a significant source of revenue for me, but
That's true. Those are your moneymakers right there.
But if your nipples exploded, imagine how much money you'd get.
If you filmed it, yeah. Grisilla says, Sinatra, I agree. I stopped watching Tim win in every video. He reminds us, I lean left. Tim, we know.
Yeah, pretty much.
Gorbag goes camping. I actually saw a recipe for non-sugar sugar cookies. What the fuck is that? Well, if they can fake it, you can call it that. Because, I mean, sugar cookies, I mean, extracting the ingredient, sugar cookies have a very sort of specific taste and texture and flavor. So I guess you could say sugar cookies is sort of like a beyond just the ingredient.
Fucking Splenda cookies.
Yeah.
You got to eat the sugar-free gummy bears. That's what you got to do.
Oh, God.
Aren't those the diarrhea bears?
No.
Gummy bears pooping here and there and everywhere. Let's see. Jack Gunsky. Oh, talking about Grisella. Okay. Pirates Creed. Is it true that Beto O'Rourke is in therapy after finding out that someone did, in fact, need an AR-15? I don't know. Do you think we'll ever hear from Beto O'Rourke again in any meaningful way?
Sure. Yeah.
Where do you think he'll end up?
Running again in 2024.
I don't know if he'll run again, but my guess to where we would see him probably as an analyst somewhere.
Most likely shot from trying to physically take someone's gun.
Data Wasteland says, Scribe Light, headline, multiple pileups close Ohio roads as snow moves east. Storm claims at least 6 lives. Okay, the storm claiming 6 lives is not the pileup claiming 6 lives.
Yeah, it's because of that storm I had to get new tires. Because it was getting cold for a couple days beforehand, and my front tires were just going flat. My one had like 3 PSI in it. So I took it up to NTB. They're like, yeah, that's going to be $775. Fuck.
And not to downplay the loss of lives by saying that, but those two things don't sound like they're related.
Well, the thing is the how many dead? 9? 6?
6 it says.
That is nowhere near the amount of loss I suffered today paying for those tires.
Oh my God.
Wow. Okay. We know the price of life in Sinatra's world. Jack Gunsky, nobody the DNC is running is a viable candidate, but who do you think the vice presidents will be? I mean, it depends. I would have thought that I thought a good ticket would be Tulsi Gabbard being the vice president for like Joe Biden or somebody, but she's not going to. She's so out on the outs with the Democratic main line now. She's not going to be anywhere near.
I think VPs are just going to be folded in, like Buttigieg will be VP to someone. You know what I mean?
I mean, it depends on who gets it, because if you need to have someone that's going to get pulled from a part of the country that you're not in, there's a whole slew of governors and senators and things that
Stacey Abrams,
yeah. Oh God, failed governors. I think it could conceivably be anybody who finishes out the primary contest or the initial contest without like angering everybody. To as far afield as some governor that we're not even talking about right now. Because if Joe Biden gets it, he's going to need someone from the Midwest to try to counter Trump's hold on the Midwest on his side. So look at a Midwest candidate or a Midwest figure for Biden or something. Same goes for all of them, really, because their weakest spot right now is the Midwest when it comes to Trump. Thank you, Sanguine. Now you will see Beto at the local truck stop, but only if you have $30 and know the toe tapping pattern. Oh,
This
As-
just popped up on my Twitter feed. DC bars to open early for impeachment mania.
sure.
Of course.
Why not?
As for the VP, I think it'll be. We don't know who it's going to be. It'll be somebody
No.
we're not talking about. I don't think it'll be anybody who's run so far.
Yeah, it could, like I say, it depends on the geography of it, but yeah, more likely than not, you're going to get some governor or well-known figure from. I keep thinking the Midwest. I think the one place that none of the candidates really have a hold on is the Midwest. They're going to need somebody from there to sort of like try to counteract Trump and have someone that can speak to that part of the country without looking like a phony.
Phony.
Let's see. Pirates Creed. Did you see that Disney is not putting up that one Simpsons episode with Michael Jackson because of Leaving Neverland?
Yep.
I think I heard that somewhere, except
Yep.
that it wasn't actually him singing in that. He didn't actually sing in that, but
That was one of the best episodes ever, too.
it was a good one, yeah. Lords of the Night. Would you rather have the Emperor of Man as a roommate or go to a vegan cookout? The Emperor of Man? What is the Emperor of Man?
It's the guy who runs the Isle of Man.
Is it?
No, I don't know.
I don't know either. The Emperor.
Don't-
Is
don't-
it a YouTuber or something? I have no idea who that is. Or go to a vegan cookout. What, are they just going to like burn their vegetables or something?
They're going to have meat-based vegetables.
There you go. Frosted Glass. These aliens with a book about serving man want me to get on their ship. Should I do it? No, actually, the book is called How to Serve Man. That's the thing. And then it's a cookbook. Let's see. Motto Winter. Oh, Lords, would you try kiwi, as in the fruit, not the islander ice cream? Sure.
I've had kiwi. It's good.
Yeah, I'll try that. Sure.
Kiwi.
Warhammer Emperor of Man is from Warhammer 40K. Okay, I know. In college, I had lots of friends who had lots of 40K stuff, and they would paint it and go nuts over it. And I barely touch it. Although one time I did get a hold of one of my friends' like core books or source books that has like a bunch of the lore in it and the stories and stuff. I remember reading that stuff and just finding it really interesting. I can't remember most of it for the life of me now. And I think I've said this before. The one rule I learned from all those tabletop miniature guys is never play against a carpenter, because they can eyeball distances and angles without having to do a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Tazzy Blow up. The DC bar is open early for the Kavanaugh hearings as well. I'm not surprised. Anything that goes on in Washington that becomes a spectator sport, the bars will open early. Jack Gunsky, Scribe Light. My daughter got a toy doll, but the doll is evil and wants to kill me. What should I do?
Yeet.
Start recording.
Well, let's see. First, I'd probably punish your daughter for bringing in a murderer into the house. And then I would box up that doll and go on the road with it, because that'd probably be a big moneymaker. Like, here's the evil doll. It hisses at people, you know. You give it a butcher knife.
I'd pay $5 to see that, sure.
Yeah, an actual possessed evil doll, if you could actually prove that. Samael Regent, How to Serve Man. Ask my ex-wife. She serves plenty every night. Oh, ho, 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 ho. That reminds. I don't know why that reminded me. Have you seen the preview, the trailer for The Invisible Man?
No.
Mm-mm.
So it's kind of. Well, did you ever see Hollow Man with Kevin Bacon years ago?
I know of it. Never watched it.
Yeah. So anyway, it's basically like the Invisible Man's an evil guy, and the premise of the story looks like you have a woman who she says her husband died, but she believes her husband actually turned himself invisible and is stalking her and doing a bunch of horrible things. It's kind of one of those like, why don't you believe me? The ghost is haunting me kind of things.
Mm.
And I'm just thinking, they didn't have it really back when the story was written, but the Invisible Man is easily defeated with a can of spray paint.
Pretty much.
I mean, you can't get it off very easily, and then people will believe you when they see it. The same thing about It Follows. That movie. Like, how do you defeat that monster and then get people to believe? Well, you spray it because it's invisible, but it's tangible. That's how you. And I mean, I understand it's kind of a cop out, but it's one of those things like, well, if this were in reality, that's how you do it. Let's see. Pirates Creed, you excited that Brie Larson has been nominated for an Oscar for her role as Captain Marvel in Avengers Endgame? If that were true, I would laugh my ass off, because that would be the end of the Oscars of having any legitimacy amongst anybody. But yeah. No One Nowhere. Lords of the Night, have you seen the Fantasy Island movie trailer? I have, and it looks positively dumb. Looks like a dumb sort of like slasher movie, whatever. And I mean, the lady walks in and says, "The plane is here, the plane." And like, oh God. It's just like, no. I mean, turning Fantasy Island into kind of a twisted Twilight Zone sort of series again, like it used to be, or at least they tried to when they had Malcolm McDowell be Mr. Rourke back in like the 90s or whatever, when they brought back Fantasy Island for about a day. That might be cool if you did it on HBO or whatever, but having a movie version of Fantasy Island, it doesn't work as a movie version. It's an anthology series. It's about individual stories, little, monkey's paw type of situations. I want to be in a fantasy of X, and then you get like some crazy twist to it. I don't know if it makes sense as a movie series. If they even make another one after this, because it looked pretty cheap when I saw it. Let's see. Check your logic. The Oscars will always be taken more seriously because society is left wing. Well, I mean, it's entertainment. I don't know how actually seriously it's taken anymore, because it's become so politicized. It's more just sort of like, who's going to make the dumbest mistake on the stage or read the card wrong or something now, more than anything else. I don't know if the industry really cares anymore, unless it's like a really artsy fartsy movie. Pirates Creed, Scribe, Disney is trying to get her nominated for her role in Endgame. Are they?
All she did was get beat up.
She didn't. She wasn't even the main. What as best supporting actress or something? Doing what? She had like 3 lines in the whole movie. I mean, like I say, if the Oscars have lost all legitimacy, then sure, she'll get a nomination. But that doesn't make any sense. Midnight in Exile, the Invisible Man TV show was great. I remember that existing. I think that was another Sci-Fi Channel thing, but I never saw it, so I don't know. Jack Gunsky, Scribelight, are you excited about the Love Boat reboot? The tagline is, "It's not boring anymore." As long as they get Samuel L. Jackson to play Gopher, it'd be great. Now, why do I know that? Because I never watched The Love Boat when I was a kid. The character of Gopher came up in some TV show or something as a punchline, and so I always knew there's a character there named Gopher, and he was the bartender, and he had an afro. So I figure if they ever do a reboot of The Love Boat, they should get Samuel L. Jackson to be Gopher.
An afro and an awesome mustache.
Ooh, and imagine if they got Patrick Stewart to be Captain Steuben. That'd be a great play on the whole thing. Why do I know Captain Steuben? I don't know. I just know. My head's full of useless information. Samuel Region, I'm not saying there should be an armed nut job at the Oscars, but if Brie Larson wins one, stranger things have happened. No. None of that. Let's see. Scribe like Gopher was white. Was Gopher white? Okay, this is how much I don't know the show.
No, Isaac was the bartender. Yeah.
Was Isaac the bartender? Oh, okay. I see. This is okay. I don't know the show. Haha! I don't know the show. So maybe I'm not much of a boomer, except that I don't know what I'm talking about. Gopher was not. Okay, all right. I got it.
I corrected him, guys. I wasn't paying attention to what he said. Well, I was paying attention. I just didn't put that much thought into Love Boat. That's on me too. So.
I didn't pay much attention to Love Boat because I never watched it. My mistake. Isaac was the bartender. Gopher was. I don't even know who Gopher was then. I have no idea.
He was the white guy.
Big Assassin, Love Boat: The Next Generation. Wasn't that the name of the Love Boat reboot they did in the 90s?
Oh God, I don't know.
Something like that, or the New Voyage or something. I don't even know. Pirates Creed. To be fair, they're pushing a lot of in-game actors. Well, Disney will push for whatever. They doesn't necessarily mean anything. I'm not even sure. Yeah, I mean, the Academy is going to be real hard pressed not to give Joaquin Phoenix a nod at least at the next Oscars, given the success of Joker.
Something, because that movie exploded. It's now like I think the #1 best-selling R-rated movie ever.
Well, box office alone shouldn't dictate whether or not somebody gets an acting. I mean, otherwise, Black Panther would have gotten all the Oscar acting nominations the other year, and it didn't. So, but from all I'm hearing, he did a really good job in it. I still haven't seen it yet,
dude. It is such a good movie.
Yeah, but aside from special effects, the Oscars rarely ever give any legitimacy to comic book movies in the actors categories of things. Special effects, sound design, costumes, sure. But in the acting territory, it's rare, if ever. I don't even know if there's been a comic book movie that's had an Oscar, maybe an Oscar nod, but I don't know about an Oscar win. So, unless I'm forgetting something obvious right off the top of my head. Let's see. Angela Arriaga says, Gopher was like the morale officer. His job was basically to keep people from being bored. Well, he failed in that job. If I'm what I'm hearing about the old Love, I never understood like the old Love Boat, like what, or like Love American Style, or those old TV shows. Like what was the deal with like romantic comedy, weird situational sitcoms? I don't know. Mono Winter. Oh Lords, why does Scribe Light think the moon is real?
He's got eyesight.
Well, at least in one eye. Okay, Zeo Gold. Would you rather go around your town looking like a JoJo reference or Sump Wrestle Chink from TYT? What is a JoJo reference?
You mean
I
those
want to know.
wedge things?
Remember,
No,
we're boomers.
he's talking about the anime.
Oh, I don't know the anime, so I couldn't tell you.
You don't want to go around looking like a JoJo reference.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Lurking Gopher, didn't Heath Ledger win a posthumous Oscar? That's true. You're right. You're correct. That's right. I knew I was forgetting something. Yeah, he won Best Supporting Actor that year, I think. So you're correct. That's right. But I mean, like I say, it's a rare occurrence, if ever.
One actor out of how many comic book movies have there been?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like it's the Academy rarely ever gives that kind of legitimacy. But then again, Heath Ledger kind of rose above the genre, regardless of what the movie was in that particular film. So, yeah, he deserved it for sure. Let's see. Check your logic. Did you see Anna Kasparian and Cenk Uygur gave their support for Sanders? No, but I'm not surprised. They kind of wanted Sanders back in the first round in 2016, didn't they?
Yeah, weren't they the ones one of the few people on the left to admit that he got fucked?
Yeah,
That's where the whole Justice Democrat thing came from. They're Sanders supporters.
Yeah,
they're Bernie bros.
Bernie bros. Angela says the Love Boat featured Charo and Menudo. Aside from the Menudo Minute, it was the only other place I'd ever seen Ricky Martin at the time. Really, no idea. But Charo, oh man, Charo. Yeah. K-Rick, fool, German science is the greatest in the world. Pretty much the only reference I know from JoJo. Okay. And Zio goes, I meant sumo wrestle. When you said sump wrestle, I was like a sump pump. I don't know. Is there some kind of type of wrestling that involves like, toilets and shit or something? I don't know. There probably is. It's probably in some dark corner of the internet somewhere. Let's see. Cougar Knife, Star Wars Christmas Special or Episode 9? Oh!
Ooh.
Oh, God. I mean...
Christmas special.
Christmas Special had Harvey Korman, even though it was awful, So, yeah, I don't know. The Christmas Special probably contributed more to the lore than Episode 9 will. Motto Winter Scribe Light, would you date a Colombian hippie? I don't know. I mean, maybe. Does she have red hair? I mean, I don't have anything inherently against hippies. I guess it depends on whether or not she, bathes regularly and or doesn't want to force veganism on me or something. Unless you're the Colombian hippie. Is that you, Motto Winter? I didn't mean to imply that you didn't bathe, but do you? Anyway.
If you're a hippie, you don't bathe, so he knows.
Yeah. Let's see. Willett Ford says, "Devil you know, Scribe Light." That's true. Yeah, the devil I know. I don't know the devil of episode 9 yet, but we'll find out. Let's see. The Magister says, Christmas special gave us Boba Fett. That is true. That was his first appearance. That's true. Let's see. And Jack Gunsky says something about his channel. Oh, okay. Remember to watch Quippers United on Jack Gunsky's channel after the stream.
Wait. Watch what?
I don't know.
Jack.
Let's see. And lastly, Data Wasteland Scribe, do you know the poem Jack Be Nimble, Jack Be Quick? Jack from the Jack Gunsky channel is streaming Jackbox games that the audience can play tonight. Very good, Data. That was better than what Jack did. Very good. You got me.
That one can slide, but
that one can slide. And with that, guys, Corbag says, are dreadlocks acceptable on a redhead, Scribe? They can be, sure.
Redlocks?
I totally won't be on Minions of the Zoo.
Okay.
So go to there instead of Jack's stupid game.
Oh. Well then, guys, we're at the top of the hour, and thus the end of the show. Everybody, thank you so much for coming out tonight to join us, as you always do, and contribute to the show, as you always do, with your stories and your questions, and your contributions to Mad Libs. Moderators, thank you for keeping an eye on things, even though our audience is the best behaved and the least emoji spamming audience in the entirety of YouTube. Everybody who donated, thank you so much for your generosity. I really do appreciate it. I will spend it on horrible things to put into my body, like goldfish and Jack Daniels. Remember, guys, over on you guys aren't, well, Monkey may be gaming tonight, I guess is the
Monkey will be gaming over on Ranting Monkey Games.
Okay, now go over to Ranting Monkey Games and be sure to subscribe, because his need to get some more subscribers on his channel.
Getting close, man.
If you have any idea or don't who Sinatra is, you guys should go check out his channel and his stuff and subscribe there too.
Thank you.
And you'll get a Scribe Light boost. You'll see your subscribers go up by like 3 in 2 days.
Go down by 3.
Yeah, yay! I go down. Oh, thanks. Let's see. And remember, guys, tomorrow night, per usual, will be on Monkey's channel at the regular time. Anything else I forgot or should mention before we go?
No, not that I can think of.
Nope.
All right. Well, everyone, Monkey, Satsu, and Sinatra, thank you for joining me tonight, as always.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, your lives make us sad, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Night.
And then, per tradition, get out my copy of Screw the Roses, Send Me the Thorns, the romance and sexual sorcery of sadomasochism. Turning to E-Random Page.
Every time.
And, sure, why not? This is appropriate given the guest. Today's secret word is stroke.
I
think we've had that one before, but hey.
Wouldn't that be the guest and the host?
Give us a new one.
Hey, that's true. I did have that happen in my eye, didn't I?